Yes, people, welcome back to Arsenal with Ash. Here to review our 2-1 win at home to Wolves in the Premier League, and we just about got over the line. What a horrible watch. Horrible performance from the boys. Just lackluster, lack of creativity, defensive concentration at the end there was non-existent, but we got over the line. And I'm not going to lie to you, moments like this, they can be looked at the end of the season as important wins. But yeah, it was last place Wolves, and we were shocking. Absolutely shocking. But yeah, like I said, we got the job done. Obviously, before the game, we had the good news that Saliba was back in the team, Timber was back in the team as well. And it was interesting to see the makeup of the team, of the defence actually, because when I saw them both in the team with Nkapia and White, I thought, he's put Timber at left back. I thought that is so harsh on Miles. But we saw as the game started that Timber was playing centre back with Saliba with Nkapia at left back. So I kind of understood it, but I still don't think we needed to risk both Timber and Saliba in that game. Turns out that Ben White's the one that gets injured, pulls up with a hamstring, another injury for us. And then Miles comes on quite early in the first half anyway. So, yeah, but our issue was, we know Wolves are going to come here and low block the life out of us. They're fighting for their lives. They have 2 points. In December, they still have not won a Premier League match. So it's never going to be easy. And I spoke about this, the last time we played a Rob Edwards team at the Emirates, was when Luton came. And the game played out almost exactly the same. Just a toothless, flat performance, no creativity. We eventually get a 1 goal, and it's just 1-0 leads are never comfortable. It doesn't matter who you're playing against, and it proved it again. This is the Premier League. I sat there, after the 1-0, I sat there with, I think it was about 15 minutes to go or 10 minutes to go, and I'm just silent because I'm like, Wolves are getting on the ball a bit too much. We're sitting off a bit too much. This is the Premier League. Anyone can score a goal against us. Anyone. This is the Premier League, And I've been in that ground numerous times and seen it play out, where we sit off, we invite pressure, and a team, whether it's a lesser team or a big team, score a goal late on in the game. And I saw it coming a mile off. They weren't creating much and having many shots, but just the fact that they were having the ball, putting pressure on our defence, it looked like something was going to happen. And when it did, I was just silent. I couldn't even be angry. I couldn't be angry because I just knew it was coming. And it was just so poor from us. The defending for that goal was shocking. But there was 6 minutes added on, and luckily Saka produces a great cross, and I thought it was a Jesus goal. I did think that would have been poetic, but it was another own goal. And funnily enough, I don't know if anyone remembers this Mosquera guy that scored the own goal. He was distraught, by the way. Last season when we played them, first game of the season, and he grabbed Jesus' bum. I don't know if anyone saw that, and Jesus was fuming the way what he done to him. So this was a little bit of karma actually, that it had to be him that scored the own goal for the late winner. But yeah, it's a poor performance, but I don't want to be too harsh. Because the boys have come off the back of, what has it been, 2-3 weeks? Tottenham, Bayern, Chelsea, Brentford, Villa, Bruges, and now Wolves. A tough couple of weeks, man, where the games have been coming thick and fast, and now they finally have a week's rest to prepare for the Everton game, which is going to be another tough game. But to have that week rest, I think it's going to do wonders for them. They can actually train, implement the ideas, and hopefully we see a much better performance next week, because another run of games is coming. So yeah, man, it's a massive win, because if we drop points there, it's absolute chaos. The media, everyone will be on us. We would be doubting ourselves, especially in this title race, and we would have given City the opportunity to go top of the league. But yeah, we had to find a way, and we done that, man. And big up Saka, because he kind of dug us out of the mud there. But yeah, we still got our lead at the top of the Premier League. Everton away next week, tough game, but they're going to be without a few key players. So stay tuned for that preview. On to the player ratings. So David Raya in goal didn't have much to do at all in the game, and could pretty much stood no chance with that goal. because it looked like it wasn't even a cross. It was like the guy was trying to whip it to the far post, and it just fell to the striker's head, and he sent it right completely the wrong way. So yeah, he didn't really have too much to do, and couldn't do anything about the goal. So I'm just gonna give him a standard 7 out of 10. Ben White at right back, I'm not going to rate because obviously he came off injured, so I'll go Timber. It was good to have him back in the team. I think he was quite poor going forward with his final ball. There's a couple of times his crossing was shocking. So yeah, he wasn't at his best, but his return to the team. I don't know how fit he was. Defensively, he done okay as usual. But was part of the defence that conceded that shocking goal. So yeah, I'm gonna probably give him a standard, like a 6.5 out of 10. Probably the same for Saliba, you know. It's going to be the same for the whole defence, just purely because of the way that goal was conceded. It was just shocking, and the way we invited pressure. It was like there was no one leading the team to push up and get their foot on the ball. So yeah, it's going to be the same for Saliba, 6.5. It's going to be the same for Hincapié, the same for Miles. They all could have been a lot better. So yeah, Zubimendi, I think he had a bit of a quiet game. I don't think it was really... It's not that it weren't the game for him, but it's a game where we could have afforded to not play him, considering he's played so much football recently. I feel like we could have gone a little bit more offensive, had Deck sitting at the base, or even he could put Norgard there. But yeah, he came off quite early in the second half for Odegaard. And yeah, so a standard, probably a 6 out of 10 for Zubi. Deck didn't have his best game, but you could see the leadership in him, and he was trying to drag us through that game, him and Saka mainly. So yeah, I thought he had a decent game, not his best game, but he didn't really do too much wrong. You could see he's visibly furious towards the end of the game as well with the boys, and I like to see that because they need to know that is not acceptable. So yeah, I'm going to give Deck a 7 out of 10. Eze started in the 10. I actually thought, yes, he was quiet. He still weren't at the level that we know he can produce, but he was trying to get on the ball and make things happen, drive and whip balls in, combine with Saka, Gyökeres, Martinelli. He tried his best, but I thought he was a little bit harsh when he came off. He came off really early in the second half as well. I think he could have brought more to the game, but ultimately we won the game, so that's what matters. So I'm going to give him a standard, probably a 6.5. On the left, Martinelli, I thought he was poor. I don't think it was a game for Martinelli. It was a game for a Trossard or a Eze out there, someone who's got a bit of creativity about them. Martinelli just wants to run, but there was no space. There was only that one moment, which was just before he came off, where he actually probably should have scored, where he got the better of Doherty and sprinted into the box and created himself an opening. But yeah, I don't think it was the game for him, and it showed with his performance. So I'm going to give him a 6 out of 10. Gyökeres, I did say I needed him to show me something in this game, and he gave me one moment, and the rest of it was just poor. I accept that we don't really play to his strengths. We ain't giving him the ball enough, and trying to make things happen for him. But yeah, he had that one moment which was quite promising in the second half where Trossard found him, and Trossard is a man that will find him. And he brought it down, held off the defender, spun, and had a decent left-footed effort. So that was his best moment in the game. But yeah, he came off, for Jesus, about 10 minutes to go. So yeah, he flattered to deceive. So I'm going to give him probably a 6 out of 10. Saka was the man of the match for us, man. He dragged us out of the mud there. He was just so positive with his running. He was taking the defender on consistently, getting the better of him, creating openings. Obviously, it was his corner that was whipped in and came off the back of the keeper winning. It was his cross that came off of Mosquera and winning. So yeah, he had a really good game, man, and he showed why he is still the guy. So yeah, big up Saka. I'm going to give him an 8 out of 10. I'm a man of the match. And off the bench, we saw, like I spoke about Miles already, we saw... Who else came off the bench? Odegaard came off the bench, and he was making things happen, getting on the ball, a lot of touches. A typical Odegaard performance. He was trying to make things happen and push, even with his press as well. So yeah, I think it was a decent cameo from Odegaard. I'm going to give him a 7.5 out of 10. Trossard as well. Creative passing, making things happen out of nothing. He is playing... it is best football for us in my opinion at the moment, and he has to start in the left wing at the moment. He just has to be that guy. So yeah, next week I'd be starting him. So yeah, I'll probably give him a 7.5 out of 10. Marino came on, didn't really contribute too much to the game, to be honest with you. He came on in like a auxiliary false 9 role behind Gyökeres, but obviously when we got the goal, we sat off. He was playing more of a defensive 8. And yeah, he didn't really influence the game much, so I'm going to give him a standard 6. And I think that was it. Oh, Jesus came off the bench as well. I think Jesus, in terms of his on the ball, he's making things happen. He was obviously there for the goal as well, but I think defensively, when we dropped off, it's partly because of him as well. He wasn't at it in terms of his intensity to get us up the pitch and press. So I think he's partly to blame for that, if I'm honest with you, but I'm not going to be too harsh. Obviously, he's just come back from a massive injury. And yeah, like I said, he was the one putting the pressure on the defender for the goal. So I'm going to give him a 6.5 out of 10. But yeah, ultimately we got the job done, but we have to be much, much, much better in the coming weeks. So hopefully, like I said, this week off, they can catch a breather, have a couple of days rest, train, and Everton away is going to be a big game. Big game. We have to get all 3 points there. But yeah, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, all of that stuff. Hit that notification bell, and we'll see you for the next